You know what I don't like about Windows 7? I know Windows 7 is a old operating system, but I never got over this thing, and it is the command bar. This whole thing is the command bar, and you know why I don't like it? Because it's unpredictable pretty much. I have to read this thing and I have to identify these buttons every time I look at them, every time I want to do something. I can't rely on this button to be there all the time at the same place. If I want to do something really fast, I click on this file, bam, it's a completely different button now. And then I want to search for the thing I need to do. Open, here's open, but if I click here, it's gone, bam. I don't know, it's unpredictable. I would like it to stay there but be grayed out, not be clickable. So depending on what you do, these things change all the time. There's only, okay, this one's there pretty much all the time. I like that. This one creates some kind of library. As soon as I touch one file, all this stuff changes. I have to look again and read this stuff again. I have to think and identify what this is. I can no longer subconsciously click around. I have to pay attention. If I select more than one item, okay, still nothing. Okay, it does the same. It has the same buttons for all of the items. That's good in this case. If I enter here, it has different stuff. It's always a different thing. Constantly different. Like here, you got these add and remove programs. Here, you couldn't predict it. You click this, still, this thing, the same thing, is a little bit farther away. It's a little bit to the right. Things are never at the same place, and you just can't rely on them. If you use the OS a lot, if you do these things often, you appreciate when they're always at the same place. When you don't have to think, you just do, right? You train yourself, and you just know where everything is. But it's impossible with this command bar, right? It's good for somebody who sits at a computer for the first time in their life, and it throws the most relevant things at you. But if you're used to using the computer day in and day out, it's very useful to be able to memorize where everything is, so you don't have to think about the technicalities, like where is that button again, right? You just have to think about the task. You don't have to consciously stop and think what you're doing. It should be more like driving a car. You don't really think consciously about every little move you make, right? When you just start driving, you learn how to drive, and you consciously think of everything, and it's overwhelming. But then you just learn to do things on autopilot, and yeah, you can't do it with this bar right here. And yes, I have found ways to remove that bar, but it's a difficult task to accomplish, man. And then in newer versions of Windows, yeah, I mean they're removed. This is removed, but it's somewhere underneath, and there's something else, the ribbon bar that's on top. And I don't like the ribbon bar particularly much either. I prefer to disable it. And then if you disable the ribbon bar in Windows 10 or 8.1, this thing appears again. It's even more difficult to get rid of than here. You have to edit a file as a system file or something. It's just really, really difficult. I did succeed in accomplishing it. So this is Windows 7 here in a virtual machine. I installed it right now. This is a Russian language version because that's the one I had lying around. And what you see here is Explorer basically on Windows 8. So yeah, you got all these Windows XP style folders. They're always at the same place, right? If a button is not applicable, it just gets grayed out. You're not able to click it. That's all, but it's always at the same place, no matter what you click, right? Toolbars, man. Toolbars. Toolbars are great, but that's a command bar, right? And it's just for people who are like first-time computer users, in my opinion. So yeah. By the way, I made the Windows 8 look like this by disabling the desktop Windows Manager. It looks like Windows 7. I made the buttons bigger so I can click them more easily. But yeah, this is Windows. This window is from Windows 8. And all of the rest of the stuff is from Windows 7. And they pretty much look identical, don't you think? And yeah, the folders are from Windows XP. I customized my stuff. And today I made Explorer++ my default shell or file manager. File manager is more like is the more correct word. And yeah, I mean, I would show you. Maybe I could. So let's not replace this thing, and I'll just close the window and open up a new one. And this is how my explorer.exe looks like. Oh, let's get rid of this stuff from the virtual manager. And let's open my computer. This is my computer from the Windows 8 host installation. And this is how my Windows 8 looks like. I disabled all the Metro apps. I disabled the desktop Windows Manager. I added classic shell toolbars right here, and added this menu. I removed the command bar. You see, there's no command bar, no ribbon, no anything. And yeah, some of the icons are still from Windows 8. I mean, I can't be bothered replacing absolutely everything, but I replaced the most important things. You see, Windows 8. This looks like Windows 8. So yeah, I got all these folders here. I got all kinds of stuff here. I can change the size, but then again, I'm not satisfied by these icons looking so blurry, kind of like there's something about these icons that does not look authentic. I think the Explorer app does a better job at not making them blurry. I think it's a side effect of being able to do this stuff, resizing, and that's why they get blurry, these icons. So if I assign that Explorer app, third-party application, I think it displays the icons without this blurry effect, and I like that. What I don't like about the Shell Plus classic shell toolbar bar buttons is that they're always there even when you can't apply them. They don't get grayed out. That's my problem. So here in the recycle bin, you can't delete anything, but the button is still there. It's not grayed out. It doesn't do anything, basically. That's my only complaint. And yeah, like if you right click, you get classic Explorer bar. So yeah, this is how my Windows 8 thing looks like. And yeah, if you care about, like, I can't get it into the screen right now, but you see a little bit of the start menu. So classic start, right? Classic shell brings the start menu back. So yeah, I'm showing you like 2 operating systems at a time at once here. So yeah, I got rid of the command bar here in Windows 8, and it's not easy to do. And in Windows 7, you can also get rid of it, but well, it's even easier, but it's still not easy to do. If you're wondering how to get rid of this charms bar, well, what you have to do is like go to all of these like Windows installation system folders, resources, themes. You can see the path right here, arrow, shell, normal color, and edit this little file here with a third-party app, I have to tell you. So I mean, yeah, you have to use a third-party app to edit this shell style DLL in a particular way. You have to be like almost a programmer, or know what to change, and then this bar disappears. But it's really, really difficult. especially if you haven't spent like a long time figuring this stuff out. So yeah, that's my complaint about the charms bar and about the Windows user interface. It all started in Windows 10, probably Windows Vista actually, yeah, but Windows 7 I meant, and Windows Vista probably. And everybody seemed to be okay with Windows 7 because it wasn't Windows Vista. But Windows 7 is Windows Vista. It's almost the same OS. The look, everything is pretty much the same. So I don't know why people like Windows 7 so much and they hate Windows Vista so much. It's practically the same OS. But if anything, both should be disliked. And nowadays, the Windows operating system is no longer even Windows anymore. They're probably gonna make everything be these applications, which you can't even in most cases probably use in windowed mode anyway, so it shouldn't be Windows anymore. I mean, it still might be justified because they have all these classic Windows running, but in the future they might get rid of Windows altogether, and what will they call the OS? Still Windows, but it won't be justified anymore. So that's my rant about the Windows operating system interface, and it's been going on for a long time, and I just don't like where it's been going, and I sure don't like where it is going. Well, okay, I hope you like this video. See ya, bye-bye.